Marcus Trescothick declared 74 runs behind on first innings as he tried to ensure that Somerset are given something to chase on what could be an exciting final day of the LV County Championship match with Middlesex in Uxbridge. With some of this match lost to the weather, day 3 began with Somerset on 153 for 4 in their first innings, trailing by 185 runs, and they looked to Nick Compton to continue his patient innings, which had seen him get to 58 on the previous day. He was soon adding to that with a couple of classy strokes. Somerset's first job was to ensure that they didn't lose early wickets so as not to fall too far behind their opponents, and with Alex Barrow also putting bat to ball, that was achieved. The closest Middlesex came to getting a wicket was when there was a mix-up in the calling between the two batsmen, leaving Barrow close to being run out. And that was the mode of his eventual dismissal, which came 15 minutes later. While Barrow always wanted 2 runs, Compton jogged for just a single. Although the initial throw wasn't that good, Nick Gubbins reacted to the situation well, leaving it to Stephen Finn to finish the job off. Barrow was out for 36, and his dismissal brought in Peter Trigo, possibly just at the right time for his team, who now needed to push on a bit. Trigo certainly tried to do that, but he sliced a drive off Neil Dexter which found its way to Finn in the deep, and the batsman was on his way for 24. The next 2 wickets came quickly after that. Craig Overton was bowled by Toby Rowland-Jones for 4, while Lewis Gregory drove the same bowler into the hands of Chris Rogers in the covers, leaving the total on 233 for 8, with Somerset still 105 runs behind. They did not want to offer that kind of advantage to their hosts, and so the hour after lunch saw Alfonso Thomas and Compton spend 18 overs in adding 31 runs. Compton had been batting for more than 6 hours when he top-edged a pull off Finn to Tim Murtagh. Finn had at last got his man for 94, and on the fall of that wicket, Trescothick declared on 264 for 9. So that gave Middlesex a 74-run advantage. 3 balls into their second innings, Thomas produced a good delivery to have Rogers fishing and edging behind. Trescothick's declaration had left Middlesex with almost half a day to bat, and so they didn't need to go hell for leather in order to set up a target for Somerset to chase down on the final day. Of course, setting targets has been made more difficult, with Middlesex chasing down 472 to beat Yorkshire at Lord's early this season, while Nottinghamshire reached 385 with comfort to take a game away from Middlesex just last month. If anything, this pitch in Uxbridge appeared to be flattening out a bit, and neither Gubbins nor Darvin Milan had too many problems in finding the boundary, as they put on a 3-figure stand at around 4 runs per over. With these two setting off nicely, it was now all going to be about Rogers' declaration on the final morning. It could be a very exciting final day. Gubbins has played his part in this match. He looks a very good prospect indeed, showing again that he can mix a solid defence with some very good attacking strokes. This one flew into the car park. His second 50 of the match and his third in just 4 championship innings came off his 70th delivery when he turned this ball from Trigo to fine leg for his 9th 4 to go with that maximum. The 20-year-old has found life in the championship rather easy so far, and by the end of this day he had his best ever first-class score. Milan, of course, is in a rich vein of form right now, and he looked as if he might add another half-century to his first innings 100 here. But on 48 made from 68 balls, he edged Overton behind with a total on 108 and the lead at 182. The rest of the day saw Gubbins drop anchor at one end, while Owen Morgan looked to express himself at the other one. He got going by driving George Dockrell over extra cover for a 6. He struck 5 4s as well as he made 42 of a third wicket partnership of 61 with Gubbins, who ended the day on 67 after 3 hours of batting. Morgan batted for an hour and a quarter for his 42 runs, and Middlesex will be pleased that he will be there at the start of the final day when his side will look for quick runs in the first session. They go into the last morning on 169 for 2, and that's put them 243 runs to the good. Another 100 or so in the first hour and a half will leave a target of around 350 in 75 overs, and that would leave a fascinating finale to a game both sides really need to win to keep up the pressure on the leaders, especially if Yorkshire can finish off Durham in Leeds on Thursday.